have never heard them not complain about everything everybody else is doing but them. And I finally, the light bulb went off on top of my head and made me realize why they're doing this. Because the more that they complain about everybody else and how they're doing stuff, the more people aren't paying attention that they're doing absolutely nothing but sitting on their butts, their fat asses, and doing absolutely nothing. And I mean nothing to help. They complain about everybody. They complain about how they search. They complain about what they post. They complain about this. They complain about that. But when do they ever actually do anything for anybody else to complain about? That must be so interesting and such a great place to be, where you can complain about everybody doing while you're sitting there and being complacent and doing nothing but complaining about everybody else's work. But you yourself are stealing their work and actually not doing any actual work to help find anybody, but you sit there with your hand out and say, oh, but I'm complaining about everybody. Please pay me. Please tip me for complaining. Even though we don't do billboards, we don't do searches, we don't post flyers, we don't support people or buy flyers for families. We do nothing but sit on our hands and complain about every single person, everybody else but us. And it's a deflection. It's clear deflection at this point. They've done nothing. They've complained about the searchers. They complained about the ground searchers. They complained about the water searchers, but they're not doing ground searches. They're not doing water searches. They complained about flyers being up, but they're not handing out any flyers. They're not posting any flyers. So I think why they complain so loud and so strong is because if they're complaining about somebody else, people aren't paying attention to the fact that they ain't doing squat. Hey, Nick, it's nice to see you all this time. Like, I could literally sue them. Every one of them. They didn't even know. And they're always saying, oh, she's the queen of suing. Well, I could have brought suits a long time ago. I could have made it a lot easier for myself because that was a slam dunk. You know? So my logo's copyrighted that all of them have no problem displaying on their channels, which is a great way to get their channels taken down, because I don't need to go through YouTube for copyright. I can literally send them a letter and literally file suit at the copyright board complaint board. I don't need to go through YouTube to notify them to take their shit down. Everybody keeps thinking that this law, you have to go. No, I do not. And not only that, I've already got an email from her for 2 years ago, or a year or so ago, telling her to quit using my content. So that will be also applied to that. But, you know, she keeps screwing around. There's a lot of legal action out here that people can do to really protect their interests in the work that they do, just like me. And it would be my opinion. If you have work, it's $62.50. If you see a content creator trashing your work for $62.50, you register that work and you go after them for the $7,500 of copyright. Because let me tell you, these copyright boards, they're very liberal, okay, when it comes to this. But when they show your entire video and try to say that it's protected under fair use, that's when they start getting into problems. Because fair use is for snippets. You can't play the whole thing and just stop it every few seconds and commentate on the whole thing and say that that's fair use. I've looked into it and I've talked to copyright attorneys. I know for a fact that that's improper and illegal as hell. And not proper use of fair use. So now that I know that, and I know what laws are protecting me, because again, I went and sat down. Actually, I talked to, and this can be corroborated by Jonathan Lee Riches, as well as Chronicles of Olivia, because we were in Moab, Utah, I think we're in Moab. It was the one we were all three together. So it would have been Moab, Utah, when we talked to plenty of equity. There's not one house in Manatee County right now selling for under $300,000, even in the ghetto. Okay, even in the ghetto. So I thought, I need to bring over a realtor and find out. But I have a funny feeling, y'all, we might be moving, because I'm going to tell you, if Glenn sells and I get a shitty neighbor, that's it for me. I'm done. Like, I'm done. Sell as is. I know, house prices are ridiculous. They are. I may pack up and go to my mommy's. Moms always welcome spoiled, rotten kids. Mommy, I'm coming home. Aren't you so happy? Yay! My mama's changing the keys. I can hear. I'm hearing the key locks change now. I'm hearing the key locks change now.